In 2017, I was about ready to give up and move back to my hometown. But before I gave up on New York for good, I decided to go to one last dance audition. Hi guys, what is up? I've been wanting to make this video for a really long time, and now that there's 40,000 of you, I figured this was the perfect time to properly introduce myself and tell you a little bit of my story. My name is Melissa B. Craft, and if you follow me on any other social media platforms, then you may know me from my many dance videos. I make videos inspired by movies, music, decades, things like that, and I have a really crazy story. You guys, so I filmed this a few months ago, and you showed me so much support since then. I'm finally getting around to posting this, so I hope you enjoy my story. I can't believe I have 40,000 subscribers here just from posting my shorts. I'm so thankful, and I'm excited to be sharing longer videos with you too. So if you have any requests or suggestions, let me know. This video is going to be my story on how I became an influencer, if you will, and how after years of struggle, my dance career finally took off. Some of my most popular and viral videos that you may have seen include the following: this, and this, and maybe even this one.
Give me a man after midnight. Want somebody help me chasing shadows.
If you don't know me, which is fairly reasonable, I'm going to give you a quick background about myself. I'm a dancer, content creator, and a dreamer based here in New York City. On TikTok, I'm most known for my gimme a man after midnight dance trend, my videos Dancing in the Rain, and various other videos where I dance and then I immediately look down, which is not good. I'm a professional dancer here in New York City. I dance for the NBA Brooklyn Nets, and that was true before I started any social media platforms. But since I started making videos, my life and my career has changed in so many ways, and in ways that I could have never predicted. I think it's an important part of my story to share how much all of this means to me, and for you to understand what all of these platforms mean to me, I have to give you a little bit of my background as a starving artist.
My name is Melissa B. Craft, and I've been dancing for 4 years. I started my 8th grade year, and it's now my senior year, so I'm topping off my 4th year.
When I was 13, I decided to start to dance, which if you don't know anything about dancing, it's a pretty late age to start.
Because when I first started, I was a hot mess. Like, I had no idea what I was doing.
I quickly fell in love with it though, and I decided to try to make it my career.
It's important to dance just because it gives you so much freedom. You can be a different person, you can be so vulnerable, and you can be who you really are instead of having to put on a false persona.
I've always been up for the challenge of pursuing my passions, but I really didn't have a proper idea of the challenge that was truly ahead of me. I did not go off to college. I moved to New York City and I joined the Broadway Dance Center's professional semester program, and I thought I was going to take the city by storm. Spoiler alert, that did not happen. Come sit with me, okay? I'm gonna see you. I want your support, okay? Okay. I suffered a back injury. I suffered a back injury and I had to move home for around 1.5 years. And after I recovered, when I moved back to the city, I was certain this time I was going to make it big. But in 4 years of being back in the city, I only booked one dance job. And I almost quit and left so many times. And if you're a dancer, then unfortunately rejection is a big part of your career. To pay the bills, I was living in Times Square with a bunch of other dancers as roommates, and I was waking up at 3 a.m. to commute to New Jersey to teach 5:30 a.m. fitness classes, and then commuting back to the city after to dance and pursue my career. And I think I was maybe the only person in the whole entire city who was commuting away from the city that early in the morning instead of to the city. I told you, crazy. So in 2017, I was about ready to give up and move back to my hometown. But before I gave up on New York for good, I decided to go to one last dance audition.
The Brooklyn Nets!
That audition was the Brooklyn Nets dance team audition, and if you know anything about me, then you know that that was a life-changing audition for me. I not only made the team, but I was also scouted by a talent agent at the audition. This success was a tipping point in my life because it kept me in New York and it kept me pursuing my career that I was very, very passionate about. Making the Nets brought me so many new opportunities, and it was very exciting. I got to travel, I got to perform, I was getting exposure performing in front of so many people, and I was booking some work through my agent, but not as much as I wanted. And to be totally honest, my career was not blooming in the way that I had hoped it would after making the team and getting signed. I thought this was going to be my overnight success, but I never really made it. A couple years later, I had finally seemed to be turning a corner in my career and finding some more success. Not a crazy amount, but I was working more, and I had just signed with my dream modeling agent after submitting 12 times. On the 12th time is when I got signed with this agent, which is crazy. And I went to my first casting ever for that agent, and it was a huge trip and a campaign shooting in Uruguay, and I booked it. This was obviously very exciting for me, and I was as optimistic as I had ever been in my career at this time. This was March 2020, by the way. An important thing to know about this is this was March 2020. So it's not looking good. Then the world shut down.
The NBA just one of many big changes to sports today from this coronavirus.
As the day's events unfolded, you got the feeling it was not a matter of if, but when a sports league was going to have to halt play altogether.
Yo, this is more serious than I thought it was.
Within 2 weeks, the dance industry was gone. I and everyone I knew lost their jobs, all of the dance jobs. And any opportunity to do anything in the dance industry, any opportunity to do what I'm passionate about. So I moved back with family, didn't want to keep paying New York rent, and I realized that there was nothing I could do. Within the first month of being back with family, I realized I needed a creative outlet, so enter TikTok.
Rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on. Join me.
It started as a casual, fun thing for me, just a creative outlet, and people made fun of me, but I didn't really care. It was a way for me to dance and do what I loved during a really challenging time. I did a few of the dance trends, but I focused on mainly making my own dances and choreography.
Rock tonight. We're gonna rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock.
My early success was so exciting. Getting 10,000 views on a video was mind-blowing to me. It kept going, and I decided I was going to commit all of my effort into this. And I had this distinct thought that I specifically remember having this thought, that maybe by the end of this pandemic, I will have 10,000 followers. I had no idea what was in store for me. Here's where things get interesting, and you're going to think I'm crazy. But what I did, this was my grand plan to grow my TikTok page. In the evening, I would pick 3 songs, 3 outfits, and I would make 3 choreographies. And then the next day, I would wake up at like 6 in the morning, and I would do my hair and makeup, and I would go out on the driveway, and I would film those 3 ideas, and I would change in the garage in between filming them. And those are my 3 videos to post a day. I posted 1 in the morning, 1 at lunchtime, and 1 in the evening. And that was my grand plan. During COVID, I was basically clocking in every day at 6 a.m. to make TikToks. And whenever I tell this story, people always ask me, Melissa, why 6 a.m.? And I have a couple of reasons. One is I didn't want anyone to see me in the crazy costumes that I was wearing. Insert me doing cats choreography on the driveway. Because like I said, if you were on TikTok in the early days, people made fun of you, but who's laughing now? And then 2, the lighting was so good early in the morning. And then 3, I was done filming by like 8:30 a.m. And then I had the whole day to do whatever else I wanted to do, like play Animal Crossing or something. I started coming up with series like Dancing Through the Decades, Dancing Through the Movies, recreating music videos, etc., and things like that. And I didn't have any of my clothes with me because they were in storage in New York, so I put together my costumes by borrowing clothes from family and friends. This was a super fulfilling time for me because it was so exciting to see people get so excited about what I was going to come up with and what dance is she going to do next or what song is she going to use next. And at the time, it didn't really feel like other people on the app were making the type of content that I was creating. I had struggled for so many years in my career with people not really appreciating or even seeing my dancing. And this is why I always appreciate and love my followers and my fans so much. And another cool thing is at the time, there wasn't really an avenue for professional dancers on TikTok, aside from the TikTok dances. And the dancers who were unemployed were paving the way for dancers to have this sort of platform on the app. So one day when I was filming my videos, it started to pour down rain. I was in the middle of filming something else and I was so mad because I had done my hair and my makeup for my videos that day, like I had mentioned. So the rain ruined all my content plans for that day. On the spot, and I actually remember calling my sister about this and saying, oh, it started raining and I'm so mad, but maybe I could just go out there and do Maniac from Flashdance. This decision changed my life because this was my first viral video. Until then, I had been happy with my slow and steady growth, but having a viral video is a new type of feeling. At the time, Barclays Center was my largest audience I had ever performed for at 20,000 people per game. I remember so distinctly someone told me, Melissa, how many Barclays Centers is 1 million people? And 1 million people is 50 Barclays Centers packed to the brim. I had never had an audience that big. I couldn't believe it. This video gave me a bigger audience than I had ever performed for. So I kept making videos. I continued on my insane shooting schedule. I had a few other hits and my rain dances were always popular. And this is where things get a little frustrating because I kept making videos that were going viral and then getting taken down by TikTok. And it was always taken down for minor safety, like they thought I was a child. I had a rain dance to Umbrella, hit 5 million views in a couple of hours. And it got taken down and I disputed it and it never got put back up. That's why I'm really happy to be making videos on a platform that never takes anything down or demonetizes anything without reason. 2 months after my first viral video, my next breakthrough came when I created a dance to Gimme, Gimme, Gimme a Man After Midnight. This went majorly viral. This trend took off almost instantly and it was mind-blowing to see so many people doing my dance. People were tagging me in their videos from Bali and Singapore and France and Morocco, all around the world. Like this dance was global. And 2.5 years later now, people are still tagging me in videos every day of it. It has been a surreal experience. I remember I had the video ready to post and I was boarding an airplane and I hit post and then waiting in line, get on the airplane, sit down, open up TikTok, 200,000 views already. And then the airplane takes off and I'm thinking, what's it gonna be at when I land? And after a short 1.5-hour flight, it had already reached 2 million views. One of the bigger challenges is that it's really hard not to view your value as determined by your number of followers growing. I majorly stagnated on TikTok before I reached 1 million followers. I hit 950K within 8 months of starting on the platform. I prepared my celebration video to post when I reached 1 million followers, and then I waited over a year until I went from 950K to 1 million.
Congratulations, Mel!
Something that's another challenge for me is that I try really hard to maintain a clean, family-friendly brand on my social media platforms. I don't use explicit music in my videos. The main reason being that I love to see young dancers watch and comment on my videos and say that I have inspired them. And I want young dancers to be able to watch everything I create. I get so much feedback on how I'm inspiring young dancers. This really keeps me going and keeps me creating because I remember being a young dancer and social media wasn't really a thing when I was a young dancer, but the dancers who were out there in the media and on the TVs, they were everything to me and they were an example that I could do it. And if I'm that for any dancer, then that's really all I need to be. But not using explicit music can be frustrating sometimes because I'm not able to participate in a lot of the popular dance trends that are out there. Content creating completely changed my life. It was the first time I had any major success doing what I love. It took my career from something I desired to something that I now have. And now that I'm back here living in New York, it's a whole new experience because of my social media. I got to walk my first red carpet because of my social media. It was for J.Lo's documentary premiere on Netflix, and it was the opening day for the Tribeca Film Festival. And they posted on their Instagram, like, look at the celebrities attending the opening day for Tribeca Film Festival. So you open the post, and it's J.Lo, swipe. Oh, Lin-Manuel Miranda, swipe. French Montana, swipe. Melissa B. Craft. That's crazy. And now in my career, a job that I would maybe get once a year, I'm getting around once a month. Casting directors will request me by name because of my social media. As someone who has not had an easy career path, I'm just so happy to be where I am today. To keep it totally real with you guys, I'm not that big, but I'm so thankful for the success that I've had so far. A lot of people ask me what's next for my social media, and to that I say I don't know, because to be honest, I started by making silly videos on a driveway and I never knew where that would take me. And now that that has taken off, I realized I have never known really exactly what I'm doing, and I'm just doing. That's why I want to make content that you guys really like and that you think is interesting and that is maybe helpful to you, and hopefully you guys will want to stick around to see how my story goes. That's my video. I hope that you guys like it. I'm new to YouTube and I've only been posting shorts, but I want to make more long form content. I hope that my story inspires you, especially if you want to be an artist of any kind. This industry can be very challenging, but you can do it too. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see. I think I'm supposed to tell you to like and subscribe. Comment with stuff that you'd like to see. I promise I'll read it and respond if I can. Bye.